Hello everybody and welcome to video number 2 in a series of 4 videos all dedicated to the strange phenomenon that is bass chords. And also welcome back to anybody who's looked at any of the other lessons in the series. Now today's lesson we're going to do about power chords. Now lesson 1 we did what I would call the standard bass power chord. 2-string power chords and 3-string triad power chords. Today we're going to do another type of power chord and we'll expand on what we've learned in lesson 1. So that's today's lesson. Lesson number 3, we'll do all about major and minor chords on the bass guitar, the most simplistic way to play major and minor chords. We'll keep things simple. And lesson number 4, we're going to do how you would play an effective melody on a drone string, or using a drone string and playing the melody above it, so to speak. Not really bass chords, but it actually really does tie in with the rest of the lessons. And lesson 4 will bring everything together, one easy usable package. Isn't that great? As I said, we're going to look at bass chords and we're going to look at power chords, and we've actually in this lesson as well, as an added bonus, I sort of stumbled upon minor 6th bass chords as well. You'll see how we did that later. It was more by accident than by design, but often the best things are unplanned. That's what I find. Well, it depends on the situation really, doesn't it? Let's not go there. These lessons, we will look at both a clear bass sound and we'll look at an overdriven or distorted bass sound too. Also, these videos have been designed not only for beginners but also for any experienced bass players out there who want to add bass chords to their particular skill set but have not really done that yet, or are already using bass chords but maybe have not used them in a particular way or a particular style, and you might get something from this video that makes you go, oh, I never thought about using them that way. If you don't get anything from the video, there's absolutely nothing you can do about that. I'm really sorry. And in these lessons we will look at a number of different styles that you can use these bass chords in. Certainly not an exhaustive list of styles, but I would say definitely enough to give you some extra versatility on the instrument, and it won't just all be about strumming. We'll have other things that we can do with our right hand too. I know what I've just said. And if you're a lefty, with your left hand. Why are we sitting here procrastinating? Let's get started. These chords that we're going to do today, extension of what we've learnt in lesson 1. Let's have a look at how we make the chords today that we didn't make in lesson 1. Again, it's all about power chords today, and power chords are neither major nor minor. Although, when I say all about, as said, I did stumble upon minor 6. We'll have a look at those a little bit later. Let's get started. Let's make some of these chords. may have noticed as well, when we play the thicker strings on the bass and we're using these chords, the sound is a little bit muddier. Now you can adjust your tones to make the thicker strings sound less muddy, but then you might have the problem with your higher strings sounding a little bit scratchy. That might be something you want or something you don't want. Again, the type of bass guitar I've got here, there's a lot of adjustments on it, so you can, with some instances, get the best of both worlds. You can have a less muddied bass sound but still not have the scratchy sound when you go higher up the fretboard and use the thinner strings, but you might not have that option. So it's just something that you should take into account when you're using different parts of the bass guitar. The thicker strings are going to sound muddier, the higher strings are going to sound scratchier depending on your settings, and also a muddy sound might be what you want because you might want to cover that lower end. It's up to yourself. Now, we've had a look at those 2-string chords. Now let's have a look at these minor 6 chords and how I stumbled upon them. Now, as you may have gathered from the backdrops here and possibly some of my bass style leanings, I am a very big Motorhead fan, and who wouldn't be? You should be, and if you haven't checked them out, what are you doing? Now, when I was watching a couple of Motorhead videos and also watching them live, I was lucky enough to see them in many different countries and many different venues in a couple of different countries, probably around about 20 times. And I did notice that the chords we're playing from today's lesson, Lemmy did use them, but sometimes he would use a variation of these, and you have a look where his fingers go down, or where my fingers will go down in this instance, and I was quite confused what these chords were. So I ran off and I had a look on Bass Chord Finder. There's some great stuff online for that type of things, and I discovered that they were minor 6ths. So I'll show you some of these in a moment. Now, the good thing is with something like a minor 6, if you're accompanying it with a guitar and you're not really sure what type of chord will go with these minor 6, play a power chord. That's always my go-to. If I'm not sure, get the power chord in, it fits in, and it still sounds great anyway. So you learn that, especially when you're jamming with a bunch of new people. You don't know a song, but you've got the basic chords in there, and you're not too sure of how they're switching around, and which one's a major, which one's a minor, blah 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 blah. Power chords, great go-to. So let's have a look at these minor 6 and see how they sound. How was that? I enjoyed that. I like those minor sixths, and I tell you why. It gives a little bit of dissonance, and I quite like that in music, especially if you're playing loud and fast music. When you play these minor sixths, it always sounds like something straining at the leash, or you're pushing the engine so far that it's about to give but never quite does. Everything's operating at 150%. I know that's not possible, but in the vernacular of the modern world, that's what people say. And I like that. It always sounds like something's about to give. It's straining. It's almost going to give, but it doesn't. It's operating at full capacity. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, it does to me. And there you go. Let's now have a look at a couple of different bass styles. Now the first one, which we've titled, is very similar to a rhythm guitar player. We're playing an open E and the chords over that for the melody, the open string providing the drive, and an open A, much in the way that a rhythm guitarist would play their guitar in probably a rock band, but other types of music and other types of bands as well. So let's have a look at that, and then we'll follow that with some other different styles, finger picking, and well, just sit back and have a look. all this nonsense aside that I've been talking, what we're going to do now, we're going to have the play along section of the video. I have provided a bass track which I have recorded onto a loop pedal, the wonderful, glorious loop pedals, I love them. And we're going to use this bass track to play along to. I'm going to show you the video so you can see where the fingers go on the fretboard, which after this lesson and what you've seen so far shouldn't be an issue. I'm going to give you the actual chords and the positions as well on the fretboard in a titled instruction, and then I'm going to play 10 videos with these chords. The bass chords will not change. The guitar part, the lead and the rhythm guitars, whatever rhythm guitars is, I want one, it sounds good. Rhythm guitar, marbles in the mouth today. And we'll play along, as I say, lead, rhythm guitars and maybe something in between, just for two reasons, actually three reasons I would say. Main reason is so you can hear how these bass chords interact with different guitar parts. It shows how they work in the real world. Two, to stop you getting bored, you don't want to keep hearing the same guitar part if you're playing the same bass part. Three, if you just want to sit back and be entertained and have a listen before you go and have a practice, or you might know all this anyway and just want to watch somebody and go, I can do that better than him. What's he on about? So there you go. That's the reason why we're doing the 10 videos and why we're having this play along section. Also, there will be a bare bass track on this where there's no video, just the pure bass track that has been downloaded through the loop pedal straight in to my PC, so there's no effects on it, it's just the bare track that's gone through the loop pedal, so you can play along to that, have a listen to that, and then play along with it with the guitar accompaniment. On top of this, we've also got 5 videos using the -6 chords. Now I've kept these two things a little bit separate, although in previous videos you've seen how they work already with the guitar, but this is with guided instructions so you can play along and you can see how it works. Yeah, you know, you can experiment with your instrument, as I always say to people. Okay, sit back, have a listen, or get brave and play along. So I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson, even if it was a case of he's really influenced me not to play like that ever, or if you've actually gotten something out of it and you've gone, yeah, you know, that's another string to my bow that I can use, that's something else that I can add to my particular skill set. That would be fantastic. So tune in for the other lessons, please, and as all YouTubers say, please subscribe to my channel. You know you want to, and if you don't, well, that's just life, isn't it? I'm going to continue making these videos until somebody takes notice. Simple as that. In the future, I've said this on other videos before as well, I'd like to demystify things on both the bass and lead guitars, rhythm guitars, acoustic guitars, help out any beginners out there, because I remember the frustration myself of sitting there and fingers killing you and trying to play these full chords and getting no joy from it whatsoever. And it would have been nice if somebody would have came in and shown me how to actually produce a nice sound easily, along with learning all the bog standard techniques that you need to learn as well. So I'd like to do that as well in the future, you know, and also look at different types of pedals and things like that, different sound effects. So, you know, hopefully, you know, this will be the start of something that we can expand upon. So thank you very much for watching. Take care, sit back, enjoy the last part of the video here, and tune in again. Thank you so much. Have a nice day now. Cheerio. Don't forget to subscribe.